friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots.
Well, one team's going to win.
Ultimate Kickball.
Yeah, that's right.
Thunderdome.
To the battle bases.
Yeah, I don't see any kickballs around here anywhere. Just a lot of knives and broken glass.
That man has a bat and barbed wire.
You can find Fort Worth Roots on all of your favorite streaming services and on social media. Just look for Fort Worth Roots. We're also on YouTube. There are videos associated with these episodes. We'll talk more about sponsorship and events at the end of the show. Real quick, Roofing Solutions by Darren Houck. You can find them at roofingsolutionsHouck.com. Get them on the phone at 817-882-6520, and they will give you a 50% discount on a roofing tune-up. Calling all Fort Worth podcasters, we're doing it again. Last year we did something called the Scavenger Hunt on our September event. This year, September 23rd, out at Pouring Glory, we're going to have 4 bands on stage. We're going to have a vendor market, special food menu, live podcasting, special guest co-host Sean Russell from the Cutthroat Finches, and a lot of other great surprises, including goodie bags at the door. Last year with the Scavenger Hunt, and there's no reason to go into the details, but it was a bust. Everybody that was involved with it did great, but nobody that came to the event cared about the Scavenger Hunt. We had one person even slightly reference it. So we're not doing that again this year. But we are going to be contacting the same podcasters and see if they will help us like they did last year. And then this will lead up to the awards show that we did last year. This one's going to be better. It's going to be bigger. There's going to be a lot more things going on with that. So if you were a podcaster involved with it last year, we want to do it again this year. There's just not going to be a Scavenger Hunt. As we get closer to the September event, there's going to be a lot of details coming out, and I want your help with it. And if you're a podcaster and you did not get to participate in our scavenger hunt idea for our last September event, that's okay. Hit me up if you're interested. media@fortworthroots.com. It's a great way to support this event that's going to be benefiting the Cook Children's Hospital, and it's a great way to share traffic between different Fort Worth podcasts that your listeners might enjoy. So email me and let me know if you're interested in this year's big push for our annual event. Again, that's media@fortworthroots.com, and that will be in the show notes. And those of you that participated last year, I'll be reaching out to you directly to set a little informal date so that we can get together face-to-face and just kind of talk about the details. Today's episode is a lot of fun. I didn't know what I was getting into whenever we sat down to do the recording. The co-host today is Pryor Jordan. You might also know him as Slim Pickens. I'm not supposed to call him that because we're not talking about band stuff. So today he's Pryor Jordan, and you can find him on Instagram as slim.pickens.media. Anyway, Pryor put this whole thing together, and I really did not know what we were going to talk about. This is the Fort Worth Kickball. And I just got off the phone with Pryor Jordan, and he was telling me that registration for FTW Kickball for the fall season is currently on until August 17th. And you can go to ftwkickball.com to sign up for this season. That is until August 17th. But the gentlemen we sat down with are the owners of Fort Worth Kickball, or FTW Kickball. You can find them online at ftwkickball.com. And after about 5 minutes of recording with these guys, I knew that we had gold. This is just such a great conversation, and as I'm editing this episode, as I'm going through and I'm just kind of proofing it, there were so many moments where I'm like, this is just a great conversation, and this is why I podcast, and I finally feel like we've got a good flow here. Anyway, it's a great episode. I'm glad you guys are here to check it out. Thanks again to Pryor Jordan, definitely not Slim Pickens, for putting this all together. You can find this organization on Instagram at FTW_Kickball. Please give it up for our new friends, David Grover and Nick Holman with FTW Kickball. And let's start the show.
And I both have nice shirts.
Yes, we do.
Okay, we can hear.
You might as well just talk to Grover. He's the one who does all the talking. So
okay, we'll do the introductions around the table here. We got Nick and Grover from Fort Worth Kickball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then our homie Slim Pickens, Mr.
Yeah,
Mr. Pryor.
I'll be going by Pryor Jordan today. only Slim Pickens when I'm playing.
Well, I always call you Slim Pickens. I think you've picked up on that.
And that's fine. I will go by that. I had a buddy message me from college the other day. He's like, Slim. And I was like, that's You were one of the ones that got that started.
Yeah.
So
Where did that get started? How did that
at
come
college,
about?
you had my next door neighbor in the dorms started calling me Slim, and it went
just
from there.
stuck.
Yeah, and I needed a stage name once I
You're-
started playing music.
Your
So.
south of the border friends call you Flaco.
I don't know, not yet. I got to get some friends south of
You
the
need
border
to switch
first.
it up. Go Gordon.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So I'm a little bit in the dark here. I understand you guys are with a kickball organization here in Fort Worth, but this was all
Yeah.
Pryor's idea.
Yep.
And so what are we talking about today? Are we just is there a big event coming up, or are we just talking about the overall scope of what you do for the community?
Yeah, we can talk about anything along those lines as far as what we did and what we've done. Pryor mentioned that you had a podcast, and
We do.
You do, and I was able to listen to an episode or two. I don't know if you did, Nick, but yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Do you remember which one you picked up out of the lineup?
Aaron Gallegos, Matt. Maybe it's Matt Gallegos. One of the earlier ones.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Stephen Gallegos is
Gallegos.
yeah, he was up there in Seattle whenever those riots were going on, and they took over a segment of the city, and
Yeah,
remember all that crap.
that's right.
Yeah.
You got great
Yeah.
memory, man.
Yeah, so we brought him in to talk about that, and man, what a wild time that was.
Right, right. That was what, 3 years ago?
I know,
That's
I know,
crazy.
and it's one of those
Yeah.
things that it simultaneously seems like a long time ago and also just yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's kind of like being married. It feels like you're married for like 2 months, but also like 27 years.
Right.
Although I do know specifically June 20th will be 8 years.
Nice.
So my wife hears this. I know for sure how long it is.
There you go.
Nice.
So where do you guys office out of? Where does Fort Worth Kickball meet up?
So, well, we play FTW Kickball is something that Nick and I started here in
Okay.
Fort Worth. We incorporated in Halloween 2011.
Yep.
So we'd always remember what day we started. So we followed all the paperwork, and we play right here in Fort Worth. We play over at Rockwood Park, which is actually just a few miles from here where we're recording. That's not where we started, but we've started at a few locations, and we've gotten bigger and bigger, and we needed more fields and more areas to help build the community. So that's kind of why we started. It was really just to build a place where people could get together and just have a great time.
Yeah.
And we played in a different organization. It's a national organization around the U.S., and that's kind of why we started it, because I mean, it was fun, it was great, but people were just really angry, and we get really angry towards each other. Like, where it was crazy, like where you'd see people lining up like it's a Civil War battlefield, just yelling, like lined up, and like, what is going on here?
During a kickball game?
Like, they would get upset about a call. And yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, you're playing the kids'
Well,
game.
we did a recreation level softball league whenever I was working out here on the base, and we were just there to have a good time, but these people were taking it very seriously, and there were some times whenever it did get kind of heated.
Right.
And you're thinking,
Yeah.
it's softball.
Right.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And that's the thing about kickball. Like, nobody's reliving their glory days. Nobody went to college on a kickball scholarship.
Right.
So there's no contracts out there. No, Nike's not showing up.
Not
They're not
yet.
handing out deals.
yet.
No, I am talking to a company maybe to try to get do some filming out there. A little fun little night. That's something I'm trying to work on for this summer.
Yeah.
Like, well, they'll have a camera crew and set up and record the games, and that would be awesome to do.
Yeah, that would be really
would be.
fun.
Yeah.
And a greater social media presence, I think, would do great for the league. I mean, that's part of the reason I wanted to have these guys on. When I first moved down here, I didn't know anybody. Just me and my wife moved down here. We moved into our house sight unseen. It's kind of an 11th hour deal. And I joined that big national kickball league that shall not be named. And they ended up their season didn't make. They didn't
Right.
have enough people. And then I found you guys.
Sorry about that. That was us.
Yeah, y'all siphon all their players
No,
off.
we ran them out of town. We didn't try to.
Well,
Wow.
but by the time when I joined, y'all were doing kickball 2 nights a week.
That's right.
Doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, and still the very best friends that I have here, I made through the kickball league. And so anytime, I don't know if you guys are on Reddit, but anytime somebody's like, "Hey, moving to Fort Worth, looking to meet people," I'm always Fort Worth Kickball.
Thanks, brother.
You know.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, because it is very, like, it's a great place to meet people. You know,
Right.
you're going to get to know your teammates, and, you know, Grover and Nick are always out there, and they're good representatives not only of the league but of the city in general, which is why I thought
Yeah.
they might be good fits
Right.
for
Yeah, very good
your
fit.
podcast.
Yeah, because that's what we're all about. It's the community
Yeah,
and trying to connect people. So
Yeah,
that
we
makes
love
sense.
Fort Worth.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why we did this, and I've been on some of the city athletic boards, city
cool.
advisory council for sports. That's closed now a few years ago, like right before COVID, I think it. But we were helping build facilities, things we needed to get, equipment for communities, and planning additional facilities for the city. So that's something we're also doing with some. Occasionally, I'll participate in some of the interviews and questions for when they're doing planning. Like, hey, what do we need for kickball? What do we need for tennis? What do we need? Because there's all these people moving to the Fort Worth area. Well,
Yeah, we
guess
noticed.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few extra cars on the road.
Yeah, it's for real.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't buy any more cars. But yeah, that's the thing is like, you need to have places for people to play. And, at one point we got so big, we kind of had to turn away a bunch of teams because we didn't have anywhere to put them. Like, look, we're out of room. We don't want to do that because that's the whole point we created. It was to create a place where people can get together because you don't really find that much anymore these days as far as just online or whatever. People seem to only communicate there. There's not a lot of community, where people actually get together and not just get together, but get together with people that you wouldn't probably associate with online. Like they have different values than I have.
Yeah.
Like that's okay. You can love people who don't think the same way you do.
Yeah.
And just go have fun.
Yeah. And then you can argue with them online later. But you're friends first.
Yeah.
Something I really appreciate about our local music scene too, kind of to your point, is getting people out of the house and hanging out, and that sense of community you get when you go to a small local show and everybody's just kind of hanging out and talking and getting to meet the band when they come off stage. And,
Right.
But this is another excellent outlet, it sounds like, for community building. So
Yeah, that's why I love the Fort Worth music scene, and we've done things at Lola's and other places as well
Okay, cool.
that are live music because it's a great place where people can come and hang out. And when there's a break in the concerts, when bands are changing, we can give away prizes.
nice. Yeah.
So it's fun, and you've got some pictures of some of our weird stuff we give away right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. Like the old Lola's, first time I went there was for Fort Worth Kickball.
Oh, yeah.
First time I went to Hop Fusion was Fort Worth Kickball.
Cool.
So each season they have is it 3 parties?
Yeah, 3 parties.
Basically a preseason,
Preseason.
a mid-season, and then end of season party.
Yeah.
Right.
Always at 3 different locations.
Okay.
So if you are new to the Fort Worth area and you're only participating in Fort Worth Kickball, you'll get a little flavor of the town if you just go to those events.
More than just kicking balls.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because we're trying to create community, right? Go out and do social things. Like I said, when people were all shut down, there's that separation, and that's not good. It's not good for people. They need to be together and be a community and have a great time. Just go out and if they'll go if somebody just sets something up. So part of it is go out and have a good time, social. It's not a lot of competition. There's some teams they'll get.
Yeah,
they're
we get
just
competitive
better.
sometimes.
They're just better than others because they're 24 and super athletic.
Yeah.
It's like we're old and out of shape. Yeah, you're going to do better than us, and I'm content with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell them how many teams and players you guys have, because that's the kind of the impressive part for me.
Go ahead, Nick.
Okay, so I think right now we're sitting at around 22, 23 teams for this season. Actually, registration for this season actually is over Thursday,
Yeah.
Yeah, June 1st.
June 1st.
In case when you listen to it, might be.
Yeah, it might be.
I don't know that it'll be out that time.
So, and that's fine. That's not. You are always welcome to come out, see how we play, see what's going on. You'll see a bunch of different colored shirts for a bunch of different colored teams, and that's how teams signify themselves. We. Okay.
They're like gangs. It's
It's a gang thing.
Just say
A
it.
gang that changes
So-
team colors every year,
Yeah,
every
that's the
season.
best
Every
part.
season.
I want to be on a new gang.
Yeah.
Where some of the favorite colors are like hot neon pink
Yeah,
and
yeah.
safety orange and things like
Yeah.
that. So, it's
Now, for the community at large, people that aren't actually on the team, they can still come out
Right.
and support you guys and hang out and enjoy the community that you're building, I'm sure.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of spouses that'll come out. My wife used to play. She doesn't play anymore, but she'll come out sometimes. We'd love to have dogs, but the city doesn't let us have dogs on the field just for the natural reason of dogs being out there. And then, well, they'll probably chase balls and stuff too.
You could get different.
Yeah, and you got kids out there, so
somebody lets their dogs out there sometimes.
I don't know who that is.
I've found some evidence. I've never actually seen the dogs. It's always been like when we're warming up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you see people during the week that'll take their dog out there.
Yeah.
People play on those fields.
Yeah.
So we do play, I guess just to explain what it is, we play out in the grass of a baseball field.
Right.
And baseball fields are really big, right? Well, this is a big rubber ball. It's 10 inches. You can't kick it that far. So there's actually 3 games in the outfield. There's a game in left, center, and right.
Oh, wow.
So everybody's near each other.
Yeah.
And we did that on purpose. And we have home runs. So that's kind of why we ran the other, I think, national organization out of town. We did that in 1 year. Started in 2012, and by 13, they collapsed.
Wow.
They tried to come back a few years later. They stuck around by another year, collapsed again.
Do they still exist in like Dallas and surrounding areas?
Right. Yeah. They've been run out pretty much, and they were from Washington, D.C. So I think everybody around the country realized, well, wait a second. They did a great job, I think, bringing the sport around. But everybody realized, well, we don't need a national organization to run a local league.
Right.
And everybody across the country started their own kind of things around. And we saw it in St. Louis, and they really blew up there. And there's places all over and in New York, and they kind of just did their own thing. So you're creating your own community here. So why not? Then we can support all of our local businesses and everything here in Fort Worth.
100%.
Yeah. So
and then the national organization was more expensive too. I mean, it was like $130 a season or something.
They're getting out of hand.
It was expensive.
So we do all that, and you get 3 parties, and you get a shirt, and we have post game sponsors as well on Thursday night, and they provide pizza. So if people are going out and having a good time, we always make sure there's some food. Because we don't want anybody to make really terrible decisions in the rest of their life. So grab a bite. It can change. It can impact your life in a favorable way. Just have a bite.
But going out afterwards, half the fun. Everybody goes to the rabbit hole. It's packed out there on Thursdays.
Yeah, it is.
So that's your fault.
Sorry about that. Well, let's try it. Yeah,
it's a cool little spot, man. But every time I drive by there, I'm like, not today, Satan. Too many people.
If you drive by on a Thursday, it is packed out. Yeah. But it's if you're just a normie, that's you wouldn't want to stop. But if you're like part of the kickball league, you're like, hell yeah.
And shout out to Chris and Thomas for doing a great job renovating that place.
With the owners?
They're part of Chris. It's Chris and Thomas and Juwan. They've done a great job with doing it. I think there's a couple more owners now. I think they've branched out. But, they've done an awesome job. They're local. And then Stuart and Alyssa Maple from Maple Branch. We've partnered with them for a while. And Macy from Hop Fusion. He's been awesome. Macy and Matt, they've been awesome there.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So that's what we really focus on doing is like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's go around to these local places. And that's why we do like wristband deals. So you can show up and you get a discount when you show up at the place.
That's excellent.
So if you miss the party, you can still go anytime and support your local business. And we let them pick whatever they want, right? Like you tell us what you want to promote, and we'll work that out with the player so they can go and get a deal.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing something like that too. We were going to do a T-shirt, but the armband thing is awesome.
Yeah, they're little silicone things, man.
You don't have to. Cool. You don't have to run them through the wash.
Yeah,
every time you want a discount.
Exactly.
You keep it in your car.
Yeah.
In fact, I just ordered the ones for the next season, so they'll be coming in. So there's one each season.
Okay.
We started doing that about a year ago.
Yeah, so that was a new thing. So I didn't play for a few seasons during COVID, and then when I came back, y'all were doing the wristband deal. So I think that was a smart move.
I might have just stolen that idea.
Hey man, how about Fort Worth? We love Fort Worth.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're always trying to figure out ways to give more value to the customers and the players and stuff like that. And also, it's a co-ed kickball league, so guys and ladies are out there playing, and then
meet the love of your life. Play kickball.
It happens. The coach from my team, the girl he's dating, he met through kickball.
See?
You said registration's still open?
It is. If you're looking for a spouse, I suppose you should go out there. But sometimes I feel
don't
like
rush things, Grover. We're talking about marriage.
Well, we've had a lot of marriages in the league. We've had a lot of babies just from people getting married and starting families. In fact, we had to order at one point. We ordered onesies because people were having so many kids. I'm like, well, Nick, let's just grow the next generation of players.
Actually, 2 people ordered them this season.
Oh, did they?
That's
Okay, well,
awesome.
I'll see.
Yeah,
I'll see if we
a
have
girl
one.
on my team is pregnant right now. So,
But I've actually performed a couple of the ceremonies in the league.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so funny.
So I got ordained from our church that we go to. We used to go to Doxology Church, and I was doing so many of the, and because I didn't want to do it. My dad was a pastor, so I didn't want to go like, well, let me be sacrilegious about it and go on the Universal Life Church on the internet. Like, no, I actually went to talk to the pastor. It's like, well, Grover, you've been here forever. Like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and vote. We're going to ordain you. And you basically you can do religious ceremonies.
Yeah.
And
So you did
I've
it
done
the
a
right
couple
way.
of them. Right. Yeah, I wanted to do it respectfully, and I counseled the people that I did. We switched to another church, not for any bad reason, but we found a really great church with more women's groups and stuff. For just so we both had some things. But I counsel them that it was awesome. It was a great time, and like, how special is that? People meet in the league, and then they ask you, we're like, oh, okay, yeah,
That's really
I'll do that.
awesome. Yeah, you can. I guess you can go online and do it that way. You can get yourself ordained through,
Right.
like,
Yeah, you can do that.
and I guess the state recognizes it, which is
Yeah.
wild to me
I
because
think so,
Mark
too.
Nobles, the author, our friend. You see him, he pops into events and stuff.
You've mentioned.
Great guy, local author, but he's ordained.
Oh, yeah.
And he was telling me the other day, and I was like, "What, Mark?" He's like, "Yeah, I got the certificate and everything. Just went online and got it."
See, it's a great deterrent for the league too. Is if people are arguing, like I can just the lady was arguing the other day with a guy. I'm like, hey, if you guys don't knock it off, I'm going to marry you together right now. The two of you, then you had some real troubles to work out.
I have that power. I can do this.
I'm going to marry to that light pole, and that's all you're going to do.
It's a really cool superpower.
yeah.
Right? That might be an abuse. I think that
Might get a phone call from the
Yeah,
deacon.
yeah.
I thought you were going to say you were going to smite them. I didn't know that was one of the
Oh, come
ordained.
on.
No, I wouldn't do that. No,
Smite them.
No, everybody's pretty awesome in the league. I mean, that's the cool thing is like you're around really cool people that, they're looking for the same thing. Like Pryor's looking for. I remember when you contacted us, man, you come in and you're like, you're a Cardinals fan. I'm like, yeah, man, come out. There's a lot of fans from other parts of the country. That's kind of why sometimes we'll do a jersey night during the season so people can wear their favorite team. And you kind of get an idea. Oh, you like that? I like that team.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you like music? I like music. You like air? I like air.
I like food. Do you
I
like food?
Yeah, and you're so right about that. I mean, like I just think about our team. It's got a lot of people that work for Lockheed, but they're from Alabama and from Arizona and from Virginia. They're from all over the place. But they've all landed here in Fort Worth, and now they're all in the Kickball League together. Making friends and getting connected, and a couple are leaving this year to move on. One's going to law school, and somebody else got a job out in California. And I mean, they kind of hate to be leaving, because it's a real community out
Can you
there.
imagine leaving this and going to California? You'd hate it too.
Yeah, I might.
That's a bad decision.
That's great because everybody is just looking for some way to connect, right? I mean,
Right.
we're talking about, oh yeah, you like food, I like food, but any excuse, and if you can just get them in one place, and
And also scratch that competitive itch. As we
Right.
get old and decrepit, there's not too many sports you can play besides like golf, which
Yeah.
I moved a lot. Some of it was the military's fault. A lot of it was my parents' fault. Thanks, Mom. But it's very isolating when you move to a new city.
Sure.
And you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
So now where did you move around from?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So we started off in, you know where Ira Ann, Texas is?
Ira Ann.
How about Sheffield? Anyway,
I'm from Wisconsin originally, but I moved here in '99, so I've been here a while.
It's way, way out west. And so we went from there to Midland, and then from Midland, I made it to Abilene, and then from Abilene to Arlington, and then back to Abilene, and then anyway.
You keep moving east.
Yeah.
And then
like
whenever
this line.
I got into the Army, it was all over the place, different countries, different dirty little Army bases. And so just been all over the place. But yeah, every time you go through one of those moves, you're just like, all right, my bags are unpacked. Now what?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not much for TV. I've never really been one to just sit there and watch TV. So you got to get out. You got to do something. So kickball, baby.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, because if I wouldn't like call myself an introvert by any means, but I'm not going to go out to a bar and just start chatting somebody up.
Yeah, there's got to be another.
Right.
There's got to be another way to talk to folks too, because that's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that common ground. You're out there. You have a shirt on. I have a shirt on. We can go. And in fact, sometimes it's weird at the end of season party. People aren't wearing their colored shirts, and you get so used to seeing them like, you always wear a blue shirt. Why aren't you wearing a blue shirt?
You're not
you have
Bob.
a red shirt on.
You're very dressed up. You look very nice.
Yeah, so everybody looks nice. It's almost like an informal, formal thing, right?
So we got 3 parties coming up. Do you know where they're at? Are all the details worked out yet?
Yeah, so I'm setting up the dates and everything for the next season. But we have Maple Branch, and I think that, let me double check. I don't want to give the wrong date on that one. But that's coming up here in June.
Look at that phone. That's a cool phone.
Yeah, the thing flips open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't break that thing.
No, it's awesome.
They tried to sell me one, and
They're
I'm
a
like,
booger to fix.
yeah, I asked them, I'm like, well, what happens when the screen cracks? They're like, oh, no, it's been machine tested 1,000,000 times. It doesn't break. I'm like, that's not true.
That is
Yeah,
not,
it's not.
true.
Well,
There's no way that's true.
I own a company that fixes those. They break all the time. In fact, so much so that they actually come with a screen protector pre-installed on them
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we have to
Makes
also
sense.
replace.
Well, these are pretty awesome. This is the 4th version of it. It's
Yeah,
the
they've
Z4
gotten
for
a-
anybody
they've gotten a
listening. Yeah, it's
lot-
pretty
lot
awesome.
better.
Well, while
Working the bugs out.
Grover's looking that stuff up, so I think there's one part that we haven't even talked about the league, and that we drink on the field.
Do you really?
Yeah. You have to be over 21 to play, and so that way we can get insurance,
Sure.
and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, 21 and up, and we have people from 21 to in their 50s sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
60s. We've had yeah. There's all ages that people go out there and have a good time. They're everybody's super friendly, and it doesn't matter if you're coming right out of college or whatever. You can hang out with everybody of all ages. In fact, that's a good thing to be around different people of different ages. You learn different stuff. Like we have to adjust too of what they like to do and hang out, and not everybody wants to go do the same things. So we try to adjust it. So Maple Branch is June 24th. I am looking to do something cool. I don't know if I can get it done, but I'm trying to get there's a beach party, Twin Point. Yeah,
It's out there on the lake, Eagle Mountain?
Eagle Mountain
Yeah.
Lake. So I'm trying to do a beach party in the summer.
Okay.
Something
That is a
different.
really
We've
nice
never
park.
done Yeah. So I'm going to try to do that. That would be like July 16th, and then I think it was August 19th is a Saturday, and that's we're working here at I think it's going to be Birdies. They're just figuring out the final details, and then Rabbit Hole. We tried moving around a little bit too, especially for the end of season, just because give some variety. But Rabbit Hole has been the postseason for quite a while. So
I think there's some collaborative opportunities here.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right,
just
man.
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
for
know
sure,
a couple of
'cause-
places that would maybe be one in particular that would be a great host spot for you guys, I
right,
think.
and we love to cross promote. I mean, that's what we do. We're here in Fort Worth. We'll cross promote, and hey, you don't have to do anything fancy to do that.
Yeah. We've got a couple of sponsors right now that would love you guys to come out. Pouring Glory is one of them. Have you been out there?
Love Pouring Glory.
Have you met Scott?
Actually, I heard you mention it in one of your places. Yeah. But great food too. Amazing food.
Yeah, the food is incredible.
Awesome.
Which you wouldn't expect going into
No.
a place. You think, there's going to be some really good craft beers in here,
Yeah.
and get your growler filled up. But
Yeah.
that's on point.
It sounds like you're doing a better job of covering my sponsor than I do.
Right.
No, it's a great spot, and Scott and the people that work out there are incredible. So, and then McFly's is right up the street. Have you seen that yet? It's a 1980s Back to the Future themed bar.
Oh, not been there. I've heard
I
about
haven't been
it.
there either.
Really?
I saw
You
your
haven't been
picture.
there?
No, I saw your
Oh, no.
pictures from last week out there, and I
Okay.
want to go.
If I didn't have to work at an ungodly time, we would be going there
This
afterwards,
man's
just so
gotta-
y'all
he's
can
gotta
see
be
it.
working.
I've heard of McFly's. I've
really
not
cool.
been in there yet. I want to go though.
Yeah.
So you recommend it? Huh? Pretty awesome. Huh?
Yeah, no, it's a real chill vibe, great atmosphere. I mean, lots of room. The patio area is twice the size of the inside of the bar. So
Wow.
I mean, it's same with Pouring Glory though. They've
Yeah,
got a huge
for
patio. I like big patios.
So it's all decked out in 80s gear and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, like heavy Back to the Future vibe. And like, do you know who Claudia Wells is? She played Marty McFly's girlfriend. She was out there August 22nd signing autographs and
That's pretty cool.
hanging out.
Awesome.
And There's
Yeah.
always something wild going on.
We have
there.
given away so much 80s themed stuff.
Oh,
It's crazy.
dude,
People
okay.
like it. You know?
Yeah.
We'll do
Yeah.
this nostalgia stuff. We've realized we had to move it forward a little bit. For a while, we went up to the Backstreet Boys, and then I'm like, well, we should probably do some Power Ranger stuff now. You know, like whatever's the next, next thing that people will really get excited about.
the next
But-
in vogue retro thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the young kids that are in the kickball league now. I mean, They don't remember the 80s at all.
They weren't there.
They're all 90s babies, you know?
Prior, what year is it?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2023.
So that means
Oh,
if they're 21,
They don't
they're
remember
born
the
in
90s.
2000.
They don't remember the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. I mean, I've got my team captain. He just turned 30.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I was born in '93." I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
You can be 30 years old if you were born in '93? That's insane."
Yeah, that's the wrong math. Let's check your paperwork. We need to look
Right.
at your homework. That's not right.
It hurts your feelings when you hear stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it really does. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Everybody has to have a good time and get out
Going.
there.
Just keep going. Don't look back. Just
Yep.
keep going.
That's right.
Yeah, have a good time. But yeah, we have other guys that that we pay to help out with the league, the commissioners that have done an amazing job over the years. And right now we have Israel Gonzalez. Izzy's been awesome. He used to help out with Eric and Ashley Sanchez on the when we did the Tuesday League, and so Izzy took that over. And we kind of had to drop the Tuesday League down just because when COVID hit, it just really didn't pick back up. So we had over 500 players last fall, in the fall of 22. We just had to turn teams away. We got so big, we need more fields, and we've talked to the city about that. And we also have Eric Grimes, who's been with us for a few years now, right?
Yeah.
I would say at least 3. But I'm trying to remember when Eric started. But Eric's a really nice guy, great, strong believer, and just an awesome person, very friendly. In fact, he's getting married this year. They got their wedding coming up soon.
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, Eric. And
Yeah, that was funny. I don't know Eric, so I guess he probably started during COVID as commissioner, maybe.
Yeah. I think it was 2000.
But when we were out the show last Friday, Rich runs
big
into an old classmate of his from Forney. Turns out that's Eric Grimes' fiance. So the front man for my band is Mary. His friend from high school is Mary. And
she's such a sweet person, so kind, amazing. And then I also want to mention Claude Daniels. He's come on here in the last year or so. Claude's been with the league for, I don't know, probably 10 years. Just an amazing social butterfly kind of person.
He is.
And I'm like, you know what,
Yeah,
Nick?
He's a dynamo.
We need to have Claude doing this stuff because that's really kind of his forte.
Yeah.
Just out there, bubbly person going out, and then that frees me up to do other stuff like these wristband deals and partnerships and things
podcasts.
things I can agree to with other
Yeah.
people in the city and build up the city, and that's what we love. We love building community. And so Claude's done a great job with that, and his wife Layla used to play in the league as well too. So kind of like my wife, just probably played enough, and you guys go have fun.
Sounds like the city's been very easy to work with. They're kind of helping you out.
In some regards, yeah. I mean, you're dealing with a city that's
it's still bureaucusy.
Yeah, it's a bureaucracy. They're just slow, right?
Yeah.
They love your ideas. You come up with ideas, and like, yeah, we love to do that. How does 2040 sound? You know?
Yeah.
You know, you're like, that's a couple decades away. So
I could start a whole nother thing.
I could build a city. That's the thing.
Slow down, Elon.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying we could all collectively, with probably a few business owners, build a new town.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, there's a lot of things that they want to do. It's just, I know it's frustrating for them, and they have the restrictions and things they can do, and the processes they have to go through, especially to build more fields and get things approved. And I know that's tough. I know it's frustrating. So we try to come up with creative things where we can partner with them. We're trying to help get more lights and things on facilities. So, I think if the city partners with the community and businesses and allows them, say, hey, you can do this faster, we're going to allow you to do it. I think you can get a lot more things done rather than forcing the city to do everything, like building things and updating things. And I did give them an idea about taking all of our halogen lights down at all the complexes, sell them to some other city like Dallas or Houston or whatever, replace them with LED lighting, sports lighting, because it's way cheaper now. You can actually cut our bills now, get some money for sending those other ones, because those things break down, and then when they shut down, you can't turn them back on. You got to wait 15 minutes. So I think they did replace all the LED lights. I'm sure they had that. It wasn't just me. But
They
I'm
replaced
sure
the
they had
halogen
to
lights?
What's that?
They replaced all the halogen lights?
Yeah, if you look out there, there's LED bank lights now.
Now, what?
That's cool. I had not noticed that.
Is that just for the fields you're talking about?
Yeah, so some of the athletic fields, I know they did some at Rockwood, and I think they're trying to go around to do all the complexes. Because why not, right? If you can take those, if there's another city that needs them, might be a smaller city that can't really, change over quickly. But if Fort Worth can, then we lower our budgets for lighting and everything too, and just power consumption. And we're thinking about those things that we can help with the city and building more fields and using the land that we have available to. And I mean, we had some ideas, but I'd love to help, grow some more athletic facilities for the city.
Well, it sounds like you're the guy with the ideas. They need to talk to you more.
Hey, I'll talk to anybody about anything. Everybody's got good ideas.
So what is the plan for? I mean, you said you guys had to turn some teams away in the past. Is there a plan for Fort Worth Kickball to grow, to get bigger?
Expansion?
Like, do you have to have more space in order to do that?
Yeah. So we already have an agreement with the city to have Field 4 back there. They're working to put lights back on that one. There's one field in the back that for some reason 20 years ago they took all the light towers down.
Huh.
I have wondered about that field. Nobody's ever on it.
Yeah. Well, because they built it up, and it has nice bleachers and everything. Looks great and fancy. No lights.
It's Rockwood, is that what you...
Rockwood Park.
Okay, and that backs up to the Trinity?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Right next to Rockwood Golf Course too. And I know they have Gateway as well, and we've looked at making sure that they can
Gateway right there off of 30.
right off the 30 at Beach. Yeah.
That's where we played softball. I've got some trauma attached to that.
Right. Well, and they're redoing some of the future plans, but they're actually removing a bunch of fields.
Really?
Like, you shouldn't be removing fields to add, I don't know,
because it's
dirt paths or something.
It's a fairly nice facility. There's a dog park out there too.
Right.
It's nice space, but it can draw a crowd. It can sometimes the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can get a little rough out there, is what I'm saying.
Well, one of the counters, if you've got a rough crowd, rent the spots out to places like Fort Worth Kickball, and that it kind of naturally fills that space up with a different crowd.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe you have to police that a little bit more as far as self-policing, as far as, hey, is this something that we want to promote or not promote?
Yeah.
In the city, if people are having a bad time with it, maybe there's other things to do. I know pickleball, people have been playing that everywhere, all over the country. And, maybe that's a good thing for people to get out and do. And you can maybe more in urban spaces where you have less land where you can actually put something in. But
well, as long as they're getting utilized, you would think they'd put some dollars into it to maintain them or to expand a little bit. But it doesn't sound like they're having any usage issues. It sounds like they're being used. Right?
Oh, they're packed. In fact, it's hard for a lot of because a lot of people want to use facilities at the same time, right? Nobody's using them at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, everybody wants Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yeah, or the evenings. Everybody wants the evening times.
Yeah.
When people are off work,
Right.
that's when all the leagues and things that take place, because that's when people are done and they can get together with community. So it's hard to do those daytime things.
Right.
So there might be a better use of facilities. I don't know. Do you have any ideas on that, Nick?
On the facilities?
Yeah.
Expansion.
Well, I mean, we talked to them about, right, we had an idea of how to, there are other leagues than besides us, including there's a national one where they do really, not the same national one, I'm sorry, a different one where they do it's very high-end competitive, and they have tournaments,
rotating tournaments
throughout different cities throughout the year. And the thing, and we've talked to them about it before. It's well, if we could actually build real kickball fields or anything, or enough fields to facilitate having that tournament, they could probably come to Fort Worth, because the closest one that's been is over in Arlington.
Yeah.
So they like the DFW area and stuff like that. It's just we don't have the capacity right now to really to handle them.
Right. So that brought about 4,000 to 5,000 people from outside the area for that national tournament, and ended up going right down the road to Arlington. It's well, you're missing out on all of that.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of money.
There's no national home for kickball in the country, right?
Yeah.
There's no place where they go. They play a College World Series in Omaha, right? And there's places there's sports that have their designated area. Well, there's nothing for kickball, but there is an area of land right besides where we play at Rockwood Park, and we've already talked to the city about that. I think we can build and develop 10 kickball fields there, and we can actually lay it. It's unused space.
Yeah.
There's literally just a concrete walking path around it, and there's probably 2 people a month that walk on that grass.
Yeah.
And it's not used. It's an unused space, but it belongs to, here's the thing with the city, it belongs to a different department, because it's not an athletics department, it's a parks department.
Trinity River District or something.
Yeah, something like that. Not even, but that's something where you can actually build fields and develop something for bringing in outside business, bringing in that national attraction. What if this was a destination for a sport?
Make Fort Worth the capital of kickball.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like it is the rodeo. You get that rodeo coming into town, You know, you get
Right.
a tournament coming in like that, and maybe it's a 2 or 3 week thing. You get, just last weekend, we had the Colonial here. You know, those kind of things are great for a city because it helps you build the facilities and all the athletic fields that you need for the future.
Brings in a huge influx of cash to these restaurants and businesses.
Right. Everybody wants that stuff. So that's why we partner with all these places too, so we can build that community of businesses together and like grow. We have a community, we're kind of without a home, right? And they have a home but need people with the community.
Right.
So building these things and events, that's what people really want. They want that draw.
Pouring Glory's got a big field right next to it.
They sure do.
Right.
You can stick a couple fields right there.
I think there's
Yeah.
probably like broken glass and pipes sticking out everywhere, but you know.
Yeah.
You could also, I was thinking about this, you could also rebrand like a different leg of kickball, make it like Mad Max, like inner city concrete version. There's no grass, it's
Michael
all concrete.
Jackson knife fight version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beat it. You got to tie your wrists together. Well, one team's gonna win. Ultimate kickball.
Yeah, that's right.
Thunderdome.
You're the battle bases.
Yeah, like, I don't see any kickballs around here anywhere. Just a lot of knives and broken glass.
That man has a bat and barbed wire.
Man, I don't know.
Negan?
Concrete, I get banged up enough just on the grass.
Oh, yeah.
out
Right.
there, as old as I am.
It wouldn't really work.
No, but
I don't know.
It's an idea.
I tell you, that area near Pouring Glory though has really been building up on South Main because my wife and I live over in Fairmount, and
Okay.
so we like going up and supporting all and down Magnolia and up and down South Main. That's why we've always partnered
Yeah.
with Macy and Matt Gurley over at Hot Fusion, because they've done an amazing job in that community. They were like one of the first people there, other than the old shipping and receiving, and which is now I think distribution bar. I think that's on there.
Sounds right.
Oh,
yeah, something
yeah.
like that.
But all that stuff around South Main has really picked up, and it's really impressive to see what people have done.
It's the new spot. You know, when I want to say like 2011, when 7th Street was kind of coming up, that was the new cool spot. That place is garbage now. Nobody wants to go to 7th Street. Now it's South Main, Magnolia. That's the spot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It kind of, just my opinion. I didn't really spend a lot of time in, 7th, but it seemed like it kind of ate itself with just all these. It's just wildness, maybe. I don't know.
It got really gross. It was Fort Worth's version of Dallas, and a lot of the businesses down there were owned by companies out of Dallas.
Gotcha.
And it just got worse and worse and worse. And like the really nice traditional places got pushed out quick, like
Right.
Terra, that Mediterranean place that was down there.
Tara's wonderful.
They
was great.
had the best lunch buffet.
They did that roasted
gone.
cauliflower.
Is it still
man.
around?
That's
Did
going to
it,
be
did
in
it just
heaven.
move?
I think they have another location
I
somewhere
think they
else.
came back. They
Okay.
recently
I
came
don't
back
know
this last
where
year.
though. Do you know where?
I want to say it's near the old spot on
try to
Crockett
look it
Road,
up,
but
man.
yeah, and then Fred's was down there forever.
Yeah,
the staple.
Fred's was a staple, and they moved. It's got a new location over there off of kind of. What is that? Camp Bowie and 377.
Yeah, it's a traffic circle over there. The old
pretty
near the
close
old
to
Edelweiss.
that. Yeah, and I don't know. I've only been in there a couple times now because I'm
Yeah,
never
I
over
forget-
there.
yeah, no,
I
that
forget.
way.
I forget about it. So I hope they do okay. It's a perfectly reasonable location. There's better parking, that's for sure.
Way better
Yeah.
parking. I think that's where the old Royal Falcon was. We did an event there.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Royal Falcon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to find Terra, see if they're.
Yeah, my wife and I were just talking the other day. We need a good Mediterranean place. We don't have our go-to spot for that genre of food.
There's there's one really good place kind of down there in the Stockyards area. It took me straight to north of
Up there.
Addison, like.
Well, there's
Farm or
Attico
whatever.
down in the Stockyards, which is kind of Mediterranean. It's more tapas. It's Spanish tapas.
Okay.
That's on the rooftop. I think that's a Tim Love restaurant. It's pretty cool views up there, man.
Oh, the
That's
new
awesome.
one?
That Attico.
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 Okay,
Yeah,
inside the hotel.
Yeah, on the rooftop of that
Yeah.
hotel. That new one we went to, my wife and I went for her birthday. That was awesome.
Yeah, we've been
That was
there.
a good
I haven't been in there yet.
Yeah.
Tim's been on the show.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's done a great job really in Fort Worth, I think, with the restaurants and, just like pushing the envelope and providing a different type of dining experience. I tell you what, that I think it was, I don't want to get it wrong, but Katerina's, I think. It's right on.
It's right there.
Yeah,
the same area.
That's the one where you don't have your cell phone on. Men have to have jackets. It's the new Italian place. Yeah, I gotta
Oh,
have,
wow.
unfortunately, I had a jacket.
Yeah.
I wore a jacket. I knew that.
That one, you think that'd work?
Yeah, but they take your cell phone and they put it in a little sleeve and they lock it up, and then you actually have a meal with the people you went with.
And
if you need to unlock it, they can come take it.
And
Unlock
you've
it.
done this?
Yeah, we did it for my birthday.
You didn't freak out halfway through dinner?
Nah, I don't even.
Wondering about text messages?
My wife's really good about that, not having it on. In fact, she talked to the owner and got him to come out and sing "Happy Birthday" to me in Italian.
Oh, wow.
She was really sweet.
That's wild.
But
I went on a like a week-long trip down to Mexico, and they had one of those security lockers. So you put your belongings in, and then you go out to the pool or whatever, not worry about somebody stealing your stuff. I put my cell phone in that locker, and I didn't touch it for like 4 days, and it was the best feeling ever.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I haven't been able to do it since.
The only place I went to,
it's a memory I'll hang on to till the day I die.
Oh yeah.
they had us do that at a Raconteurs concert, and I've heard that's what Jack White does at all his shows now.
They put them in lockers.
Well, it's like the little bag, little
sleeve,
soft bag, and you got to drop it in there and snap it up, and they I guess you get a ticket. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember how they did it. Yeah.
Well, you could probably carry it with you, and then because we had ours with us.
Yeah.
But it's in
that's
that
right.
sleeve,
Just can't access.
they had a little magnetic
lock.
thing. Yeah, that's right.
So, which is great though, because how many times you go into a concert and you're standing there, and then there's
Everybody's-
40 screens in front of you. Like, I want to watch the show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch your phone because now I'm just looking at your phone.
Down in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love it. Jack White's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm a big White Stripes fan. And
Yeah, that was a
Raconteurs,
really fun show. So, need to get him down to Fort Worth.
So I've got your Instagram up here. It's FTW Kickball. Your website's the same, ftwkickball.com.
Right?
Yep.
Yep.
And you said registration is going to be over June 1st.
Yeah, that's for the summer season, and then we'll open up for fall here probably, let's see.
Probably 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 weeks. So sometime in mid-July or so.
Three seasons a year. So if you're ever itching for
okay.
kickball, you never have to wait that long
Okay.
if you
Right.
missed a sign up.
And
Except
usually
during the
runs to
winter. The
Except
winter's
for the
like,
winter.
oh my God, when's the kickball coming back?
Nobody wants to play
yeah.
when it's 40 degrees out.
Yeah, and
I think some of us might.
Prior would do it.
every season somebody says, "What? Can we have like a winter league?" And so I'm like, "No, man, that's like the best time of my year because I'm not doing kickball stuff all year round." You know? It's
Yeah,
like,
and you and
it's
the
only time I can
17 other
rest.
people that want to play.
You get to reset a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, and honestly, it
Do
is a
some
nice little
planning.
break, and it kind of builds that longingness in the spring when people come back together. Because you
It
haven't seen
does.
some of your
It
friends in a
does,
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love that community.
You got all
It's
the
a good
holiday
time.
stuff going on and whatnot. So
Yeah.
Well, that's why we
exactly.
need, like, I mean, if you're not ready to get out and, like, just kick the shit out of a ball during the holidays, you know?
Yeah, and Nick and I don't do this full time. This is like a part-time thing for us.
Yeah.
We're both engineers, actually. So this is something we started kind of on the side and kept growing, and that's why we had to hire more guys to kind of help out.
Yeah.
And, we might have to get a
100%.
few more, and just that do things better than we can do, right? For
Well,
yourself
yeah.
to do stuff.
get a few more hands on it for
right,
sure.
and I want them involved. I would rather they be involved than just being us.
Yeah.
And my wife appreciates that too.
Right.
It sounds like you guys have done an incredible job building it to this point, though. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
thank
real.
you.
Yeah, well,
you.
thank you for the podcast, man. This you've done an awesome job with this.
3 years into it, baby.
Yeah.
I keep going. I keep telling people it's either prison or death. That's the only way I'll stop.
There you go.
I don't think those are the best options.
So if somebody wants to sign up, they just go to ftwkickball.com
Right.
/join. And I'll put that in the show notes. But yeah, they should come out and
Yeah.
support you guys. If they're not into actually playing the game, they could come see what you guys are getting into. And
Yeah, come hang out,
definitely
meet some
come.
friends.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're new to the area, just come hang. Like Nick said, even if you missed the registration. For
Oh,
the
yeah, I
season,
mean,
come
the-
out
yeah.
and view. And
The
you get to see what's
sidelines are
going on.
packed during the games. I mean, but a lot of teams bring out, wives, girlfriends, and just friends that just come to hang out.
Family members that are in
Parents.
town.
Parents,
we have
yeah.
people that come back that used to play because they're in town visiting and they want to see
Just
their
catch a
friends.
game.
Yeah. Well, they're like, hey, what's up? So there's people you haven't seen in years, and
Yeah.
it's still out there. It's still going on. So that's kind of nice, to
Well,
know
now that y'all been on the show, anytime you've got one of your get-togethers, parties, events, you want to promote the upcoming season or something like that, if you'll tag me or send it to me directly, I'll put it out on our social media so
Awesome.
people can see that.
Oh, thank
yeah,
you so much.
and vice versa. If there's something that you guys want us to promote out,
We
to
release
the
an
city.
episode every Monday.
Okay, we can do that. Let people know. It's cool, man.
You don't have to do
Yeah,
that.
so especially when this episode is dropping.
Absolutely,
Right,
yeah.
right.
These episodes do way better whenever the folks that I have on the show promote it to their friends and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we had a, excuse me, we had the Fort Worth Fire Department on here recently,
Oh,
and you wouldn't believe the
cool.
analytics because I mean, every one of the individual firehouses wanted to hear their buddy
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
the Fort Worth Fire Department, and it was just absurd how many people listen to that.
Well,
episode.
that's why I thought this may be a good fit because I
Yeah.
was like, God, there's
Yeah,
got to be
we'll
like
send it out.
300 plus people in the league. That's that's a pretty decent built-in audience right there just for.
Right. I think we'll be under 400 this season, but we'll just be at 350.
What is the biggest season? The spring normally?
Yeah, but our biggest was last fall in 22. We had over 500 players, and we're like, we got to 32 teams, and we had to say that's it. We don't really have any more room.
Yeah.
I can't plan playoffs when it gets too big, because then it gets really hard. Like, we had 216 teams. I created like an American League and a National League, and it was kind of fun. It was kind of cool. Then they had their own little tournament, and then they played, and then we had like a World Series, and so it was a lot of fun.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Absolutely.
Well, and the thing, remember about the field where it doesn't have the lights? For the first week of the playoffs, we literally had to rent lights, like those portable lights, and put them up. 4 of them, right?
Yeah, 4 light towers from Taylor's Rental,
so we could actually play.
I hooked them up to my truck
to get all the games in.
And I hauled them down there one at a time in my truck. We set up on the field, so we could have
it's good to have engineers running the league.
Yeah, we planned it all out. We're like, they're like, you can do that every week. Like, I can't afford to do that. That gets pricey to rent 4 of them.
It was pricey, but it needed to be done. So
right, that was our commitment. Like we said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to find a solution.
They've got lithium powered the light sets that you can get at Home Depot now are so freaking powerful.
Right.
You could probably keep 10 of those on standby just in case something like that ever happened.
Well, that's what I was saying. You can do it with the city. You can buy light banks now. They're made for sports fields with the poles for support, and you could probably do it at a fraction. One of those poles, those big towers, used to cost $250,000. You can probably do that now for $20,000, almost the whole field.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we've priced things out and what you can do. That's what I'm saying, where the city has restrictions. They have I've looked at their list. They have certain approved light bulbs that they can buy and for different facilities, right? So you can only do that. But if you partner and say, hey, you guys go out and make the right decision, here's your budget, we can submit them an invoice, we can put the lights up.
Yeah.
There needs to be more of that, I think, with hey, trust your community of people who can do this way cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because the people that are invested in it, like you guys, y'all aren't going to make dumb decisions, because I mean, this is your baby. And this is a thing that you care about and you want to do it right, but without all the red tape.
Right, and the taxpayers appreciate that too, without spending $2 million on a field when you could do it for probably $30,000. You could do it for a tiny amount compared to that. You can do it so much easier for that. I mean, you got to follow all the stuff, but you can hire a licensed inspector out there from the city. So
I'm trying really hard to get Mayor Maddie Parker on the show. So the moment she sits down in the studio, we'll be talking about kickball.
Well, I don't have her phone number, so I'm sorry, but I can ask around. We got a lot of friends.
Just keep emailing,
dude. I've been relentless.
My wife knows everybody.
You have call-ins on your show.
Yeah,
we've done that. We've actually done that.
Hey, my wife volunteers all over the city, so she probably knows somebody that knows her.
That lady is so busy. And
I know.
We did have Betsy Price on the show, and that was a huge moment for us. And
that's cool. I
since I had Betsy Price on, I'm like, oh, surely Maddie Parker will definitely be on the show, because Betsy's been on the show, and no, she's very busy.
Yeah. Well, next time she's in an election, get her opponent on the show.
Oh,
and then she's got to come.
You just go straight for the throat, don't you?
I mean,
that's how it works.
You
you call them up and you say, "This is what your opponent said. Would you like to come make a comment?"
Or even say, "This is the date they're going to be on there. When would you like to schedule?"
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Ideas. These are great ideas.
Slim for you, man.
I just throw stuff out there. I don't care.
Throw it all against the wall, see what sticks.
Get some contact information before you guys run out of here, and do not let me forget to take a picture. I always forget the picture.
Oh, yeah. We'll do a photo.
Yeah.
So,
great.
All right, let me pop on over here. All right, and thank y'all for being here, and we'll see you next week. A huge thank you to our friends at FTW Kickball, Fort Worth Kickball. Get them online at ftwkickball.com or on Instagram at ftw_kickball. Thank you, Grover. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Pryor Jordan. Definitely not Slim Pickens. You can find him on Instagram, actually, as slim.pickens.media. But listen, his name is Pryor Jordan, okay? Don't mess that up next time you see him. Consequently, Slim Pickens is going to be playing on stage with Itchy Richie and the Burning Sensations September 23rd out at Pouring Glory for our big annual event. And you're going to hear me talking about this ad nauseum. You can go on Facebook. There's an event. I don't know how you'd find it other than just go to the Fort Worth Roots Facebook page. And we've got posts on there for events.
It's probably a smarter way to look for it. But anyway, it's there. You can click on that event and either hit interested or going, and it'll start giving you updates. So as we get more information about the show up and coming, we will make sure that we post it on that event, and that'll just kind of keep you up to date. If you have any questions about the show, media@fortworthroots.com is our email. Happy to answer any questions. And of course, if you follow us on social, you'll know all the goodies anyway. I can't stay off of social media. It's a real problem. All right. Again, Grover, Nick, thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, folks, I'm on the ftwkickball.com website right now, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom, well, I guess I got to get to the homepage. On the homepage, towards the bottom, they've got sponsors listed here at the bottom, and they listed Fort Worth Roots as one of their sponsors. Guys, I really appreciate that. If you click on that link on their website, it takes you straight to our website. That's pretty powerful stuff. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for your support. And we're also trying to work something out for the FTW Kickball League organization, whatever you call yourself, where you get an incentive for coming out to our September 23rd event. We want to collaborate with FTW Kickball, and this is kind of my first stab at it. So we're going to try to work in some kind of incentive program to get the FTW Kickball guys out there and support this benefit for Cook Children's, and come out, meet some people, the podcasters, the musicians, the vendors, and just have some fun with us. It'll be great. And it doesn't matter what color shirt you wear. It's really okay. I'm probably going to try to sell you a black one that says Fort Worth Roots on it. We'll see. All that's pending. All right. Again, thank you so much for listening to this episode, and let's get into our sponsors real quick. These are the people that help us keep the lights on here at the Fort Worth Roots podcast, and they're the ones that make it possible to throw big, bad events like our annual show, September 23rd. Cowtown Nutrition is located at 5430 River Oaks Blvd. They offer a healthy alternative to that compulsory fast food craving. You can also load up on your favorite Herbalife products and learn about their fitness groups that they hold on location at Cowtown Nutrition. Check them out on Instagram at Cowtown_nutrition. This needs to be addressed. Jax, are you okay? Jax, there's a beautiful dog here, and he's coughing. Probably because he's been eating the hell out of that bone. You guys are making so much noise right now. Yeah, Birdie. I'm talking to you too. It's crazy. It's like they know you're recording. It's all right. Keep it up. I love you guys. Pouring Glory, the scene of the crime, 1001 Bryan Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas, is where we're going to be holding that event September 23rd, just off South Main Street. Pouring Glory is a growler refilling station that serves craft beer and award-winning food with live music. They've got a stage out there. It's something that makes it great for this event that we're throwing. That stage is sitting inside of a really nice outdoor patio. And Sundays, they've got a dog-friendly, they call it Dog Park Sunday. It goes from 11 to 4. You guys want to go to Dog Park Sunday? I don't know what they would do. They'd probably just lick the floor for 4 hours. Anyway, it's a great place. Your fur babies will love it, and you'll love the food. And if you're into beer, dude, look no further. All right, Body Machine Fitness. After you're done chugging beer and eating all that great food, playing with your doggos out there for Dog Park Sunday, go to Body Machine Fitness, and they'll help you get yourself back in order. 2300 West 7th Street. It's over there in the Left Bank shopping area. Buffalo Wild Wings, Crumble Cookie, a bunch of other awesome shops. There's a sushi place across the street from them that is unbelievable. Little food comes out on conveyor belts. It's ridiculous. Anyway, be careful, because it comes by on conveyor belts. You can just grab it and eat it, but they do charge you for that, and you'll rack up a $60 tab real easy, just the two of you. You've been warned. Anyway, Body Machine Fitness offers a truly one-of-a-kind fitness experience. Your first class has already been paid for. Go to bodymachinefitness.com to schedule your first high-energy cardio strength group fitness class with best-in-industry trainers. Seriously, best in industry. These people are insane. Cutting edge audio and lighting. That's really cool. There's a video on Facebook about it. You just go to Body Machine Fitness and look at what they've got going on inside this gym. It's insane. They got the music synced up to these LED light bars that hang down like icicles. It makes up an entire grid that covers the ceiling. And as the music is hitting the bass line, the music is pulsing, and it's very intense. It's a 45-minute workout class, and you feel like you're in there for 5 minutes. But when you leave, you feel like you were in there for 45, 100%. Your body's like, thank you, I needed that. Show up early or stay after the class for the IR sauna and nutritious snacks in the lobby. IR saunas, they've got one big group sauna, so everybody can kind of get in there and make friends and talk and just kind of enhance the community aspect of this whole deal. If you listen to, I think it's episode 77, Jeremy Sauter, the owner of the club, that's one of the things he keeps talking about. He wanted this to feel like he was building community, which really resonated with me because from episode 1 with Fort Worth Roots, that's what we've been talking about. You guys are so noisy. Do you know that? It's okay. I love you. You have beautiful eyes. All right. Body Machine Fitness. You go there. It's free. First trip there. It's not really free, is it? No, it's paid for. Somebody had to pay for it. If you want us to go with you, we'll go. We got 2 people, myself and one other, the wonderful Megan, that will jump on board with you if you want to pick a date, and we'll go out there with you and sit through a class. media@fortworthroots.com is our email. Email me. Let me know that you picked a date, and if we can make it, we will be there. McFly's Pub, 6104 LTJG Barnett. What's with that address? I don't know. Type it into your navigation. It'll pull up. You can go right there. It's over there by the military base here in Fort Worth. It is a 1980s Back to the Future themed bar. Isn't that enough? Do I need to go on? It's so cool in there. After this episode, the very next one that I'm going to release is with Casey Smith. It's just not going well with all the noises. Next episode is with Casey Smith. He is the owner of McFly's Pub, and he was also the owner of a legendary Fort Worth location called The Warehouse. Yeah, I said it the way I meant to say it. The Warehouse. Anyway, it's a good recording. It's a really good recording. And Casey is an excellent human being, and I hope you get to check that out next week, or I'm going to try to release that episode early. We've got a huge backlog, and I'm going to be trying to knock these things out so we can get cleared up. I've got some really excellent recordings that I want you to hear. And I think we have 20 episodes right now. So every waking moment that I'm not at work, I am in here cranking out episodes for you right now. And trying to get ready for the September event. What's up? Okay. Where was I? Oh, yeah. McFly's Pub. It's really badass. They've got an excellent outdoor area. They've got pool. They got darts, cornhole. They got the jumbo Jenga going on. And they've always got something happening inside or outside. They've got 2 stage areas. Tommy Luke does open mic night every Tuesday. People can come out there, sign up, and then jump on stage and try their luck at playing some excellent tunes, if that works out for them, or if not. So far, I've not seen anybody awful up there on stage. I keep a roll of nickels just in case. That's ridiculous. No, I don't. Wink. WoodPostMetalworks.com. You can go there, use offer code podcast817. They specialize in metal signs with or without LED backlighting, fence and gate repair or installation, light steel fabrication, industrial plasma cutting, and more. You have an idea, you want it carved into steel, they can do that. And they can do a really good job. Don't you dare buy that anywhere else but Wood Post Metalworks. It's local, and let's keep dollars in Fort Worth pockets. Fort Worth dollars in Fort Worth pockets, I always say. Anyway, podcast 817, get you 10% off. WoodPostMetalworks.com. Halk Walker Originals, you can go to halkwalker.com. Angela and her husband over there at Halk Walker Originals are just 2 of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And they're really good at what they do. If you've got an idea for something you want customized, either just for the house, office, or something you're trying to sell, these are the people that can get it done correctly, and it's going to be beautiful, and they're not going to gouge you on prices. They're very reasonable. That's Halk Walker Originals, halkwalker.com. Roofing Solutions by Darren Halk. These people have been with us for a very long time, and they've been taking care of the podcast and making sure that we can continue to do this thing for a very long time. They've been taking care of us, and now they can take care of you. Go to roofingsolutionshalk.com to see more, or call 817-882-6520. Let them know you heard about it on the Fort Worth Roots podcast, and they will take 50% off of a roofing tune-up. Darren and his highly trained team of experts will get on your roof, take a look around. They will use sealants to make sure that your pipe jacks and vent covers are all sealed up, and a list of other things that I'm not qualified to totally tell you about. But what they're doing is they're making sure that your roof is solid for the next hell season or for the next huge heat wave that we come through. You need to get this done periodically, once a year, twice a year, something like that. But if you're rolling your eyes going, dude, I ain't never had a roof tune-up, it's time. Give them a call, 817-882-6520. Tell them you heard about it on the show, 50% off. What else we got? That's how I usually end my sponsorship segment. That's it. We got it. We nailed it. All that. These people really have taken a chance on Fort Worth Roots podcast. Usually whenever people buy something or subscribe to something or whatever, they need to be able to put it into a box. If you're in sales, you already know what I'm talking about. But you got to be able to find a common thread that people already know in order to get them on board with an idea. If you come at them with some kind of crazy new idea, like a podcast, they're going to look at you like you're from another planet. So these people, and I'm not a sales guy, and I've got some friends that have seen me try to tackle sales positions in the past. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not a sales guy. So these people are really taking a chance by getting behind Fort Worth Roots, getting behind these events that we're putting on, really going an extra mile just to be a part of this. So I would like you to please consider these folks next time you think about buying nutrition products. Cowtown Nutrition, Pouring Glory, one of the establishments here in Fort Worth that I would really like to see make it. As this economy gets harder, you're going to have to make choices. You know, are you going to go eat at Chili's or Cheddar's or one of the big national chains? Or are you going to go to one of the local places like McFly's or Pouring Glory? I'd really appreciate it if you think about that next time you're considering going out on the town. Of course, almost all the bars I can think of are local. I think. I don't know. Surely there's bars on Magnolia that are owned by out-of-towners, but Pouring Glory's not. Those are locals. Now, Scott's from Canada, but he's been here for a long time. And Pouring Glory has been kicking for, I think, like 8 years. They made it through COVID. They've made it through all sorts of internal issues. They've made it through every crisis that a restaurant could be challenged with, and they're still here. Now, this economic downturn, or whatever you want to call it, that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for all of these restaurants. So be mindful whenever you're going out and spending money, because these people will not be there if you don't show up. That's a fact. Same thing with Fort Worth Roots, man. Y'all got to come to these events or we got to stop doing them. September 23rd, it's going to be a great day. I've ordered some cold air out of the north, coming in at 10 miles an hour. Sunny skies, partly cloudy, you know. That's always nice. Get a couple of fluffy clouds in there once in a while. If you don't know already, we got Itchy Richie and the Burning Sensations, Cassandra May Laurence, Late to the Station, and Jaybirds playing for free. It's not free. Somebody paid for it. Scott paid for it. These sponsors that I just named off, they paid for it. And so it's not free, but you're covered. We got your admission taken care of. So come out there and make sure you come hungry, because everything you purchase on the menu for food, a percentage of that's going to Cook Children's. And I called Cook Children's, was it yesterday or the day before? And I asked them if they could set the goal at $2,000. That's how much I want to try to raise. Now, I set that intentionally a little bit lower than what I'd actually like to see come out of this event, but I wanted to make sure that the goal was obtainable. Nothing would be worse than falling short of the goal. But $2,000 sounds pretty doable. So come out, have a burger, enjoy the music, check out the vendors, take one of our grab bags home. We're doing all this for you and also for Cook Children's. So if you can, since you was, if you could, come on out September 23rd from 11 to 6 and let us take care of you. All right. I've babbled long enough. If you have any questions for me, you can catch me at media@fortworthroots.com. That's our email. All of the information covered today will be in the show notes. And I'll see you later this week, I think. Thanks again for listening. See ya.